Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I'm extremely excited to be able to present the completion of my very first leather working project. This is the Rolltop backpack that I made out of a leather called Olivet Bison, and the color is Amaretto. I ordered this from Acadia leather. I believe this was made at the Tasman Tannery. I'm actually pretty excited by how this turned out. Let me start out by saying like the inspiration that I had behind this bag. There's a lot of channels that I follow on YouTube that show how to make your own Rolltop backpack. And so I was inspired, and plus I have my own Rolltop backpack. So I sort of started sketching things, and I sort of had a rough idea of what I wanted to do. I was sort of brainstorming a lot with my friend Dave, otherwise known as Boots of Manish Leather on Instagram, The Vintage Future on YouTube, and he was kind enough to entertain me for probably a few months now. Literally, we've been going back and forth, and I've just been telling him like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this. And so I said, dude, for entertaining me for so long, the first thing that I make, I'm sending to you. It's been a lot of fun. What I've been doing is we sort of been texting back and forth, and I'll show him like my progress. Like at first I showed him the entire side of leather that I was working with, the Olivet Bison, and just showing him the cool pull-up properties that it has and everything. And then I cut the panels. I cut the 4 main panels for the body, and I'm texting him those pictures. Then I cut 3 bottom panels for the bottom to stitch on. I was pretty much texting him pictures every single painstaking step of the way, but it was a lot of fun. And then actually towards the end, I started asking him like for his preferences. And so, you know, most of it I sort of had in mind myself for the design, but then I sort of asked him his opinion on what to do for some of the final touches. For example, I was just going to do 1 enclosure strap, but he opted for 2, and I think that looks really good with 2 enclosure straps. The only downside with 2 enclosure straps is that every time you close it, you got to cinch down 2 straps, because my Rolltop backpack has 1 single enclosure strap, and that makes it pretty convenient to cinch down. So that's the only downfall, but it will be a lot more sturdy. Additionally, I did a lot of reinforcements on this bag. I did probably triple stitching, maybe quadruple stitching up and down each one of these primary 4 quadrant panels, as well as the bottom as well. I did a lot of backup stitching to sort of really just make sure that it's secure in place. On the back, actually, so this is something that I was always really particular from the get-go. Of all the channels that I follow on YouTube, none of them did this sort of tension distribution type of a strap system. My Rolltop backpack came with something similar to this, so I knew that I wanted to do something similar to this. If you guys are familiar with leather shoulder holsters by Galco, they have a similar look about this. It's like you have the 1 strap, but then other straps rely on smaller ones for tension distribution, and I think that's really smart. Most of the Rolltop backpack designs that I saw was just sort of like they had just 1 single panel across, and then like you had the straps just jutting out. And to me that, you know, it's probably fine, but to me that doesn't look all that secure. This system, however, has tension distribution in several areas. For example, at the base of it, we've got a separate section of leather right here, and then I did a double, I forget the thickness of these rivets, but these are really thick, hardy rivets, very difficult to snap by hand. This anchor piece here, anchored down by 2 large rivets on this piece here. I did an O-ring, a large brass O-ring here to attach the anchor to the 2 main shoulder straps here, which are then double riveted to the anchor here. And then these tension support straps are also double riveted on this side, and then they attach up here to the pull handle. So I hope I'm not being too confusing or going through it too quick, but that's just kind of how I did it, just to make sure that this thing really holds up over the long term. Additionally, at the base of the strap here, we've got an adjustable strap here, so that I know Dave's a taller guy, so he'll probably want to loosen this up quite a bit. I'm pretty short, so I have this on the 3rd hole. He'll probably want to bring it down to like the you know, second hole out, you know what I mean? And then, so this is double anchored in with 2 rivets at the base. Same with the other side, double anchored in. And actually, part of the way, as I was designing the body, I realized that we might have a compromised area of vulnerability here. So since this hide is of a wild bison, there's some areas that are better than others. And this area here I was just a little bit worried about. It's got sort of a scar here, is what it looks like to me, like a scratch, possibly from the animal's life. I'm not sure. To compensate for that weak spot, I didn't want that giving out at any point, so I actually took another full piece. I didn't skive it down, I didn't shave it down or anything. I stitched another full piece of leather on the inside using the same stitch holes that already closed these panels together. And so behind this scar is another full thick piece of leather. So this area of the bag is actually probably the toughest of any area now because I double reinforced it. So yeah, we've got the 2 enclosure straps here, all brass, all matching brass hardware. Some of the nicest hide of the whole bag is right along this roll top at the top here. Really beautiful character, really nice like wrinkles, but it's like supple and thick, and you can just tell that's a really, this right here in particular is a really healthy piece of leather. One guy that I follow on YouTube that's given me a lot of good inspiration is Claridge Leather. He's a guy, he runs a YouTube channel all about leatherworks, and he says that he actually rivets, so just to make sure that the opening of the backpack is like super duper secure, he actually rivets the top seams. So I actually did a double, I don't know if you can see, I did a double rivet on each one of these seams. There is a slight downfall to that. Actually, I noticed it after I was already done, which is that the opening doesn't open as wide as it did before. So it's just gonna be a little bit more constricted at the opening here. I'm still able to get like my laptop in it and things like that, so I don't think that's gonna be a problem. If you're carrying around like water bottles, clothing, you see this bag?
Yeah.
You know what that bag's made out of?
Cow.
No. Bison.
Ew.
In order to streamline the design of this as well, the interior is fully unlined. So, whereas my roll top backpack is lined with a waxed cotton canvassing, this one is not. This one's fully unlined. I figure, why not? I have some other bags that are unlined and they're fine. They're great. Lining would be a whole new skill and subset of skills to learn. And at this point, I'm just really trying to get good at cutting and sewing and riveting and buckling and all that other stuff. So, you know, I kind of want to take baby steps. I want to keep a positive outlook, and I knew that, you know, I could have spent like months on this bag, you know, getting it as reinforced and as luxurious as I possibly could. But I actually want to kind of encapsulate the adventurous spirit of, you know, like the indie boot and some of the more rugged heritage workwear and footwear and jackets and things like this. I kind of want to encapsulate that same spirit. So I feel that by kind of doing a rudimentary design, but a sturdy one, a robust design with not a lot of characteristics, but using very high quality leathers and very high quality brass hardware, I'll be able to strike a similar aesthetic to like my boots and other leather items that I love. Right here on the front, we have a front flap. This is more of a pocket than a cargo compartment. This would be ideal for, like, you know, throwing stuff in there like some headphones or something like that. Maybe a bottle of water, who knows? That could work as well. But I just wanted kind of an option on the outside. I think it looks good. Did I mention that these tension straps are also adjustable as well? I have those same tension straps on my backpack, but I've never once touched them. They've always been fine, so I've never needed to adjust those. And one thing that I'll mention that was incredibly difficult was what they call popping the bag. So you stitch the main components together when the bag is inside out, and then it comes time to turn it inside out, and it's the most difficult thing in the world. I've seen some of these other leather channels on YouTube do it, and it doesn't look fun. Most of them actually just pause the camera when they're trying to do it because it takes a while. And yeah, I had to pop this bag twice because I realized I needed to go back and do some more additional stitching after I already popped it out once. So I popped it right side out, had to pop it back inside out again, and then pop it right back flip it right side out again. So that was a lot of work. It was basically, if I could liken it to anything, I would probably liken it to giving birth. I mean, I have a whole new respect for women if giving birth is anything like turning a 4.5 ounce leather bag inside out. It was very difficult, very, very tough. But overall, a really fun project. I hope to do more of these. Believe me, I wish I could like churn one of these out a week, but it actually took me, I want to say probably 80 hours worth of work. Now, this was my first project. This isn't the very, very first thing that I've done. I have some other things that I made, like I made a couple other rinky-dink things just during the course of like practicing. I made like a couple holsters for my nice EDC flashlights. I made a holster for some of my lighters that go onto my belt. So all these things, I put a strap on there that, you know, I could attach to my belt if I want, sort of like a utility function, just to carry around my everyday carry type things. This is one of the very, very first things I did. This is before any of my like real thread came in. This is scrap leather. I believe this is some sort of cow or bison hide. It's not the highest quality leather, but you know, I just did it as sort of just to get my hands dirty. But yeah, I cut it and I put a button snap enclosure on it to close that up, and I used very rudimentary thread. It's like a thick thread, so it's like 3 stitches per inch. It's very crude. It looks like a caveman built this. Basically because it was built by a caveman. But it works, you know, and it was like the first thing I ever did. It sucks, but you know, I was expecting it to suck, so at least I'm not disappointed in that. But yeah, anyway, so this was the first project I'd say that I took really seriously. I'm happy with how it turned out. Actually, there is going to be one more thing I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put one rivet here and one rivet here just to really make sure that this enclosure is secure. But yeah, aside from that, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to be shipping this out to my buddy Dave. Dave offered to, he was so humbled that I built this bag for him. He said, you know, just let me pay for shipping. I said, dude, you don't have to pay me anything. I said, just do like an unboxing video, maybe a 3-month follow-up video, maybe a 6-month follow-up video after that, maybe a 9-month follow-up video after that, maybe an annual YouTube video review every year after that. You know, maybe the occasional like weekly like Instagram post, you know, maybe a professional endorsement on monster.com, peer review on Google, leave me a good Yelp review, maybe do a few TikTok dance videos with the bag, maybe hang out at shopping malls and like hand out my card, maybe do like a few fundraising car washes to, you know, help me buy some more hides to continue doing this. But other than that, you know, I don't expect too much. All jokes aside, I do want him to just enjoy the bag, use it, abuse it, try to break it, give me your feedback. That's all I want. And please just enjoy the thing. Take it out, take it on adventures. You know, pack your water bottles, your food. You know, when you're going out on adventures, throw your knife in there, throw whatever you want in there, and you know, live it up with this thing, because I can tell you with my Rolltop backpack, I've done everything with it. I've traveled, I've flown on trips, I've taken it on cool adventures. All right, let's see, what's some other things that I wanted to mention? Oh, so for these primary straps, these are actually 2 layers stitched together. And just to give you an idea of like time-wise, one night my wife and I, we played 2 movies, and during the course of those 2 movies, I managed to hand stitch around twice around each of the primary straps. So it took 4 hours just to hand stitch these primary straps together. That's not like riveting them or putting them in place. It's literally just stitching the two leather layers together. And they were also bonded together using a bond adhesive for leather. But yeah, they're securely stitched together. I used a high quality thread that I got on Amazon. It was like $10 for the spool, and it's like a high quality wax cotton thread. As I was tying off the thread, I would burn them. That's something I learned from my cobbler Sonny. He burns every thread, you know, because it kind of closes it off real securely. I'm pretty pleased with how it all turned out. I hope this is the start of many. I do want to do a lot more. I want to make a couple more for some friends, and then maybe get to the point to where I start selling them. I don't know. I'm still self-conscious about that. I've never sold anything really that I made before, so it's kind of scary. It's just another one of those obstacles to get over. But please, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think about this backpack? How did I do? Would you pay for this? If so, what would you pay for this? Just to be totally transparent, sometimes I see bags like this and they're going for $500, $600, $700, and if they're really made by like an expert, $1,100, $1,200. So I would think though that, you know, with the custom materials, I probably put about $150 into this thing worth of materials, and then my craftsmanship skills probably charge maybe 25 cents an hour, so maybe I could get like $300 for something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I do know that some leather workers out there would probably charge a lot, probably like $500, $600, $700. But I'm still learning, so I just kind of want to get a feel. And you know, I'm really not doing this for profit, but it would be nice to like sort of be able to fund to continue doing it, because right now, you know, buying the materials myself is eventually I might need a little bit of return on my investment. Again, this is a Rolltop style backpack, World War II style backpack. What I would like to consider maybe call it the Expedition backpack or the Service pack. I'm between names right now, but at the forefront of my head, I'm thinking, yeah, the Expedition pack or the Service pack. But yeah, what do you guys think? What's a good name for something for a bag like this? Expedition pack, Service pack, like, you know, service boot, service pack. Yeah, let me know what you think. Anyways, this was a lot of fun. Thanks so much to everybody who helped me out along the way, advised me, listened to me along the way. You know who you are. Phil at Ash and Leather, Wyatt at Grant Stone, Isaac at Pigeon Tree Crafting, Angel at Nobleman's Apothecary, Dave, as well as my fellow Boot Avengers. They've heard me out as well. And there's been others. I've been trying to get this going for a while now, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see y'all in my next video.